22 years, I am done. I stayed to raise my kids because he's extremely financially controlling. Yeah, that could be a difficult situation if he was the main provider all these years. And that could be if you say it's extremely financially controlling, he might focus on the aspect of like, I am the provider and that's why this whole world revolving can come into play. Because if he was the provider, he does hold a lot of power over the whole situation. And unfortunately, we do live in an age where the male and female aspects of each of us are not balanced enough, so the males often are we men can sometimes be difficult to admit that we are wrong about things because it makes us look weak, and society tells us we must not look weak ever. We have to be this rock that we don't move anytime, anywhere. Indeed he is, although I'm working part-time but not enough to sustain myself and my kids. Yeah, he does hold the power then. And 22 years is a long time, and I congratulate you guys for that. And 22 years is a long time to harbor a lot of resentment if you guys don't talk about things, if you don't have... How do I help him heal? Oh, you gotta... What do you think his issues are? You've known him for 22 years. Does he have any issues that he doesn't want to talk about? Like I said, like if he doesn't want to ever be in the wrong, it means that he might be avoiding something that's uncomfortable for him. Communication is always the key, and like slow communicate, like slow and steady until the other person opens up. And do you have any unresolved things between the two of you? Like something that's going on but you're not talking about it? Self-glorification. Yeah, self-love is something we need to have for ourselves. To look at ourselves as very powerful beings, as very worthy, as very capable. And there can be two extremes. One extreme is thinking that we are never in the wrong, and the other extreme is always blaming ourselves for things. So there's always, the answer is never in the extreme, it's always in the middle. So an opposite of, let's say, his behavior would be a person that never glorifies themselves and always thinks that they are responsible for everything else everyone else does. And that person needs a little bit more self-glorification, in a sense of, I'm worthy, I'm not in the wrong for every little thing. And then for him, it's a little step in the opposite direction, where taking some responsibility for some of the things. But I can understand how he feels. For example, I can see a similar thing in the dynamic of my parents. So my father, he was, let's say, in my first 10 to 15, in my first 13 years of life, like 7 years of that he was abroad working because he couldn't find work in the country we were living in. So he was the one that had to, after I was born, he had to go abroad and work in like third world countries, and he made a lot of money to support me and my mom and us, and like buy an apartment and all the things. but I can feel that it's made him like, oh, I did so much for this family, now I don't have to answer to no one ever again. And he's very difficult to get through when he does something wrong, because he has this, it's not an excuse, it is something that he has done, contributed in a large way, but it might sometimes make people blind to other things which are not like, oh, I provide you so much money and on the other side I can be an asshole. It's not, that's not the trade-off that's fair. It's more in a sense of, okay, I make all this money and the trade-off is I need alone time, I need you to rub my back or make me a nice meal or things like that. Like there has to be this bargain in family. There has to be this, what am I putting to the table, what are you putting to the table? But yeah, if it's self-glorification to that degree where I'm never in the wrong, then it's power. And he does have the power. I mean, in a sense of he does provide. I believe that he feels that sort of, if you don't want me, then you're gonna be on your own, like on the streets or something. So he does have the power. Yeah. It seems like a power struggle, sort of, that you need more power and he has to relinquish some. But it's very hard for people to give up control, to say and to cry and to break down and say, I was wrong here, here and here. Many people take certain things to their grave because of pride, because of inability to say, I'm also human, I also make mistakes, I'm also a child that's afraid. Like, I don't know what his situation is completely, but I think that it's a defense. Maybe he feels that after 20 years of service he's not getting what he was hoping for all this time. Maybe things have changed over the years. There's many things to consider. Do you guys still talk and do good activities, or is just all the time fighting and... I'm a very loving wife and caring mother. I take pride in what I do, but it's never enough. Yes, we talk, but he always has to have the last word. We tried couple counseling, but I think it's stupid and waste of money. Okay, if he says waste of money, then two things, like this, you saying waste of money and it's never enough for him. I feel that he might be in like a lack mentality, and in that case, whatever you do, whatever you try, it's never gonna be good enough, because it's not about you, it's about state of being, abundance versus lack, looking for opportunities versus looking for what's wrong all the time. So what is your focus? So, and yeah, if you guys were married for 22 years, that means you got married in the year 2000, which was still not so evolved. Yeah, 2000, when it comes to relationships. And yeah, so it's the last word is the power, the control, because he does provide. He might, because he provides for 22 years, if he makes most of the money, he might look at any of your demands as, why do you want counseling? You were just chilling at home while I was working, or stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. Like you say, when you say, he says it's never enough and things are waste of money, but those things are actually very important to you, like harmony and communication and peace, and for you to get your message across. It's very important for you, but for him it's like a waste of money, and it's nothing you ever do is good enough. I see that as like a lack mentality, as focusing on the negative things, as scarcity mindset, like we have to accumulate or else we're not gonna. And that's just a feeling of emptiness that it's called, like there's a saying, you might be the right package at the wrong address. It's also, you can look at it as, let's say I'm a graphic designer and somebody needs wood chopped for winter, and I could be offering them graphic design and they would say you're worthless. But I'm not worthless, I'm just worthless to the person that needs their wood chopped for winter. On the other hand, if I was chopping wood and somebody is looking for a graphic designer and I'm chopping wood, and I offer them, hey, you want some wood chopped? And they say, you're worthless, I need graphic design. But I'm not worthless, I'm just not, my value is in the wrong place. I need to find people that need chopped wood, not people that need graphic design. So maybe through the years your priorities changed, and what he needed at the year 2000 is not what he needs now. And yeah, Leo, I'm also a Leo, and I'm also very stubborn, but over the years I've kind of learned where I'm bullshitting myself and not taking responsibility, and Libra is definitely more balanced than a Leo. Yeah. Do you know what his type is in human design? Yeah, most of the time it's never about you. People have expectations, what marriage is gonna be like, what's gonna be like when you have kids, how things will work out, but then one day they can be just like, oh wow, this is not at all what I thought it would be, and then they blame it on the other person. So I would suggest maybe one of two options, but not being stuck if it's so painful for you. One option is to confront the whole thing and just have everything in the open and try to resolve it that way, and then the other option could be, like you say, maybe leaving or just accepting. So either acceptance or change. Either action towards change or acceptance and gratitude for other things. And that's what I always say in my lives. Like, those are the only two options for every single situation you have in your life that's bugging you. You're on the crossroads. The anxiety is killing you. What do I need to do? How can I resolve this? There's always two choices. One choice is to accept what is and say, okay, I can't have what I want here. And then redirect your attention to something you're grateful about. Your children, their health, your hobbies, your job, your health. So acceptance and gratitude and moving on. Just, this is how it is, I can't do anything about it, and then move on. But the moving on part is important. And then the other part is actively trying to change it. Doing whatever you can. So in both cases, you're not stuck in the crossroads. You have to choose. As long as you are standing there and not choosing one of those two things, you're gonna be stuck. So it's either letting go of the thing you can't change, or actually trying actively everything you can to change it. And that way you either take responsibility for your part. Okay, I'm gonna give everything I got. And after you've given everything you got, if nothing helped, you can sleep sound knowing I tried everything. Or on the other hand, just say, I feel like I can't do anything about it, and I just have to accept that this is my reality now and move on and just focus on all the good things that I have. Because this is starting to weigh on you. You're looking at it as a big obstacle in your life, where there's a big like meadow on the side of maybe like my children and like any other opportunity in life. So both of these two steps are hard, and you gotta choose which hard step you're gonna take. But the hardest step is doing nothing and letting time pass and hoping something will change over time, and not actually putting in your voice, what you want. These are my needs, this is what I need. How are we going to resolve it? Communication is key. Like we have to communicate with each other. We can't read each other's minds, and we gotta just kind of accept that you have to say what you want, otherwise people don't know what you want. And if you expect everyone like to read our minds and know, oh, you want your back rubbed, and then, but I never said to anyone that I like my back being rubbed. But as soon as I tell somebody I enjoy back rubs, that person is like, every time I want to make I clients happy, I'll come and scratch his back, and ta-da, everything is resolved because the person knows what to do. That's why. And communication is so difficult nowadays, because we are all defensive. We all want to have the last word. We want to sound so certain about things we're talking about. We want to be the ones that have the final truth. And like, nah. Nah, it's gotta be a two-way street all the time. It's always a bargain. I'm doing this for you, what are you doing for me? Unconditional love is beautiful, but it's not the reality. Like, I can love you unconditionally, but if you never do anything for me, like, why am I even in this relationship? If I'm always the one putting things and you're never the one putting things, it's not unconditional love anymore. It's masochistic behavior. Like, I'm just pouring into an empty black hole that just sucks and sucks, and it has to be two ways. Unconditional love is a beautiful concept of, like, if somebody gives you a frustrated feeling, love them unconditionally. Love them in a sense of, even though you're frustrated, I still love you, because frustration is a human feeling. But it doesn't mean that you have to be in a relationship with an eternally frustrated person, and just because you want to love them unconditionally. Like, you are also a person that has needs and wants to be next to a loving presence. I tried everything, so I chose to leave for my well-being. It will be very hard, but it will be the better option. Just making any choice, I think, will be a good option. Thank you guys for watching the video. I hope that was helpful in some form or fashion. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I do daily videos, daily live sessions on the Insight Timer app. If you go to the link in the description or the link up above here, you can join our Monday to Friday Q&A sessions on the Insight Timer app. It is completely free. We talk about holistic healing, psychotherapy, emotional health, mental health, the human design system, and energy work, aura and biofield. If you're having anxiety, depression, relationship problems, energy blockages, if you would like to know more about the human design system, come join us and become part of a huge, beautiful, supportive community of like-minded individuals. Join my consciousness bubble and come into this cycle of abundance with me. If you are new to human design, make sure to click the link in the description to go to my website, where I have put my ebook called Initiation into Human Design, How to Get Started. It is a guide for people who are new to human design, who would like to learn more but don't know where to start. It's a step-by-step program, completely free for you to download. The website is called icreatelines.com. You can also find it in the description or by clicking the link somewhere in the edges of this video. I want to thank you for listening, for taking this time to spread awareness for yourself, for your health. I'm a holistic therapist, holistic practitioner, human design coach, and a psychotherapist. If you would like one-on-one private sessions, therapy sessions with me, you can also find them on my website. I would like to wish everyone peace, health, and abundance, and I will see you either in the next video or on my live sessions on Insight Timer. Peace, health, and abundance.